drop it on the inside, hit it from the inside. Come on, hit it from the inside, Matt. Oh no. That is so high, so right and so short, it was unbelievable. And for you keen-eyed viewers over there, you probably noticed I actually just swung straight over the top of this alignment cane and didn't do as I was saying in my warm-up to get it from the inside. And there was one reason for that, and in today's lesson we're going to find that out. Let's get stuck into it right now. Right guys, so today's lesson we're going to be talking about the right elbow, or the trail elbow as it would be called in the golf swing, and what is the role of it and why that's going to help us stop throwing the club over the top and getting the shaft so steep in transition. You may have been down to the driving range and seen these guys, or you see people who do this quite a lot. There, and you think, what are they doing? What are they actually doing there? What is that all about? And what they're trying to do is actually get the club into a position where it's shallowing out. Now the shallowing term as it is has become quite a faddy word in the golfing space and in a lot of golfing videos, but it is something that we would need really, because if we think of the golf swing, it is basically a big circle that works around our body like this, and as we stand to the golf ball, as I put the golf ball here, I'm inside the golf ball, so it doesn't really make sense for me to try and get it from the outside. We want to see that we'd make a golf swing that's working around our body in an arcuate motion, coming back down to the golf ball, and for a split second, maybe about 2-3 inches, it's actually traveling, looking at target with the face looking at target, then it works back on the inside as we finish. Now the problem is a lot of people don't have that action. For one reason or another, it could be to do with what the club face is doing, or what the grip is doing, or how the body's moving, or how they perceive they should hit the golf ball. It starts to actually get into a steep action, and it's probably one of the biggest problems I see in the golf swings when I'm teaching down at Trafford Golf Centre, is that we, sometimes we can make a really nice backswing, but then straight away in transition now, instead of this shaft actually shallowing down here and coming actually behind me and seeing that it's able to drop into a position that I can turn my body and actually get into the inside of the golf ball, the first move is that the club stands up and gets quite steep here. And if you notice, if we were to slow down that swing that I made at the start, something's happening with this right elbow. As I start to make my transition from backswing into downswing, the first movement is that the right arm straightens out in front of me. There's no gathering of the right elbow, as I would like to call it. And I had this with one of my lessons the other day, Jin, who's been playing for probably 7 or 8, 9 months now, real hard practicer and, making some good progress, but he's very quick to throw it over the top sometimes. So I said, Jim, what do you feel your arms are doing as you actually swing down? How do you feel that you try to get the club from the top of your backswing down into impact? He said, well, I'm hitting the golf ball there, so I quickly go across this way, and as we see as that motion happens, straight away I get this throwing of the golf club, the shaft standing up, and my right arm, for the right-handed player, my trail arm, starting to straighten out. And I said, well, what we need to actually happen, Jim, is get it to actually tuck in. If you think of an impact position, if we got some images of Rory McIlroy, Adam Scott, or anyone, even going back to Gary Player, people like that, as you see them at impact, generally their right elbows are always a little bit tucked. We'd see that the left arm's nice and straight, the body's turning, but this right elbow's tucked. It's not that it's nice and straight there. So today what I want us to try and feel is this right elbow starting to tuck. And the way we did it with Jim, what we started to do, we had some practice swings where one of the problems we'd see generally is that some people get a little bit too tight, so the right elbow is right tucked into the side, so you've got no room to gather it whatsoever. What I wanted him to do was actually make some swings with his trail arm. We got him to put his lead arm behind his backswing, and we've swung up to the top now, actually feeling that that right arm's quite free, and you see my right elbow now behind my body here. From there then, what I want to happen, as I start my downswing, instead of throwing the club out in front of me, I was getting him to try and get his right elbow, the inside of his right elbow, to touch his rib cage, so he'd feel that he had to do this. So it would be here with the turn in the backswing, drop it in, and then swing into impact. And as we do that, we get the drop and we swing in. It's very, very easy to see now that that club at the top of the backswing goes shallow and comes from the inside. And then as I'm getting down towards the ball, I just feel that last moment where I release it, use all the angles I've created to actually get some speed, and I would get my strike. So it was up, let the right elbow come away a little bit. It wasn't that we were going straight and not getting up to this point. We were still just folding the right elbow here, letting it get away, then gather, gather, swing. So we had the swings of gather, gather, swing to start off with one hand on the golf club. Then after that, just got him to take his two-handed grip again, and we just tried to feel the same motion and almost exaggerate it. As I have my target, which is the big tree I'd be hitting straight over, I was saying to Jin that, well, actually it feels almost that we're hitting them out to the right hand side of the range as I was doing it. So I'd be up to the top, gather, gather, swing out to the right hand side of the range. So it's the totally different feeling of extend, then pull back in. So we get up, gather the right elbow, gather it, swing and turn that body into the finish. And as I start to do that now, you can start to see that I'm letting that club shallow out all through that feeling of just gathering the right elbow. So I'm gather, gather, release. So let's put that into practice. And what I got him to do was hit some small shots to start off with, sort of 70% speed and a 3/4 swing, getting to feel the same positions, the same feeling of the right elbow, feeling that he would actually get this gather, gather, gather. And if I do this now, I should be able to come and just drop it under and feel I'm swinging from there. So all in that feeling of the right elbow, gathering, shaft shallowing, and from the inside. So let's hit a nice little ball from the inside here. So up, gather, and looks completely different to the shot that hit about 5 minutes ago, where it was, I can literally see it about 70 yards over there. That one's about 160 yards down the fairway. So if you're someone who is really starting to swing over the top and you're not shallowing the shaft out, let's have some one-handed rehearsals. Feel this trail elbow gets away, then you bring it in and you see the right the right elbow, the trail elbow, gathering into your side. From there, turn the body and let it actually swing through, and you should get a nice inside impact position as you start to come through there, guys. So guys, I hope that lesson has helped you. I hope it's cleared a few things up for you. If you're someone who is feeling that that right trail elbow is extended and getting away from you in the downswing, let's try that drill and see that we can get a little bit more inside and get the club shallowing out a little bit for you. Guys, thanks for watching this lesson as always. Do remember to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any future lessons. Also, leave me a like and a comment. Did you enjoy the video? What else do you want to see from the channel? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.